afternoon. How are you all going this afternoon? Yeah, only a song and only at lunch? Yes. So, we're going to have our class this afternoon. And our topic today is going to be branches of government. But before we start, I want to establish some rules. So as I ask you questions, I want to make sure that you all follow some of the rules. So for example, I want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to speak, that we respect each person's response, that you don't cut across anyone while they are speaking. Can we agree on that? Yes. Come on, Amanolia. Let me hear it louder. Nice. So what did I say our topic is today? You all are listening. So we have the presentation up, and I would first like to start with a video. So I want you all to look at the video, and then we're going to discuss it afterwards. Nice. So take a few seconds and think of that information. And I'm going to call on some persons. Let me move on a little bit. So I see some of them shaking. They're afraid I call their name, right? But I'll call Jonathan. Jonathan, tell me what you saw in this video. One thing that stood out to you.
Well, I think I saw the Prime Minister. What's his name again? Dr. Rowley.
Nice. I like that. So you identify the Prime Minister. Brian, who did you identify, or what did you identify? What stood out to you in the video?
I saw the Parliament, and I also saw, I believe it was the Chief Justice.
Very good, very good. Aline? You saw the Red House. So nice. You all called some names, you called some places. So if you were to classify or group those images, what grouping would you use for those images? How would you classify those images? Sheldon, where's the rule, Sheldon? But go ahead, yeah.
I see government.
Government. So all of those images are associated with government. Okay, Sharon, what do you think? You agree with that?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Anybody wanna make that a little? So Nadia, you wanna add that a little bit for me, please? Sharon said government, but let me just expand it.
Well, miss, what I see is like it have different parts of the government.
Good. So how would you call that? You'll just say parts of the government? What would you see?
Well, different departments, different...
Chanel wants to help you, Nadia.
Miss, you said in the beginning that we are doing branches of government. It had to be branches of government.
Of course. Chanel, I like that. So you're making sure that we're on toes, we're listening. So we are looking at branches of government, and what we're going to do now is identify each branch. So let me use my little clicker so that we're moving up and down, right? So there are 3 branches of government. We'll discuss the first branch. the executive. So the executive is responsible for making policies. That's the function of the executive branch of government. Now, anyone can tell me, how can that work? So if I tell you, you see that phrase, responsible for making policies, what comes to mind? What comes to mind, Sahadio?
Miss, I think, like when they form policies, like ways that we have to, things that we have to do to survive, how we should live, and the things that we should do or not do.
All right. Okay, I like that. Joanne, you want to help him? Or you want to add to that?
Miss, I am not too sure. I need somebody else to help me.
Uh-oh. Make a try now. All right, let's look at the words, right? Responsible for making policies.
So they tell us what to do.
How go work with that? All right. So when we talk about the executive and we say it's responsible for making policies, what we are saying is that the executive branch of government is ensuring that we identify or they control or they manage the everyday affairs of the country. So when we say a policy, it's a way of doing things. Yes? May I repeat that? When we say a policy, in this case, we mean a way of doing things. So, Anthony have his hand up. Go ahead, Anthony.
So, like the budget and increase in taxes?
Very good. So, the executive is going to basically say, you know what? We're going to spend X amount of money on box lunch. You know you like box lunch? Yeah. Yes. So they are going to say we're going to spend an X amount of money on box lunch. That's an example of an everyday affair. All right. The legislative branch. How many have ever heard that word before? Legislative. Put up your hand. You heard that word before? All right, 2 people. I mean, the rest of you all, first time you're hearing that word. All right, that's what we come to school for, to learn. So the legislative branch is responsible for passing and repealing laws. Big words. Passing laws. Repealing laws. So tell me, when we say passing laws, what comes to mind? Nadia.
Creating a new law?
Creating a new law, right? So then what does repeal mean? Aline.
So I can answer the question?
Sure, go ahead.
What about changing the laws?
Changing. That's very good. That is very good. Chanel, why do you think a government will want to change laws?
I'm thinking maybe it's just not necessary anymore. I think I remember my grandmother saying something about some opium thing, some law about opium. And I don't think that's necessary anymore.
So something like that the government may have
Stop it.
repealed.
Right?
Very good. So, and our third branch of government is the judiciary. So the judiciary interprets or enforces the law. So the laws that are passed, this branch of government enforces, or tell me what else we could say for enforce, Sheldon.
Miss, well, I say enforce, miss, they could punish you if you follow the law.
Yes, very good. Because I mean, if we don't have no laws in our country, what could happen? Chaos. And you know, people tend to do the things if they're sure they're going to get in trouble. They see me, let me toe the line. If there's no punishment, then what does happen? What has happened? I'm sure you all recognize that having a body that enforces laws is important. All right. So now we have identified the 3 branches of government. I have a little activity for you all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give each of you all a title. So you take one, pass it down, and ensure that everybody gets one. Hold this, Brian, you pass on in the back. And what I have are some nice little signs here. So I have the executive, the legislative, and yes, Chanel. You didn't get one, Okosha, sorry. You didn't get one either? Anybody else? All right. Let's pass that down for me, please, Chanel. Nice. So everyone can see judiciary across here? You all seen that sign? And I have a sign just like this, legislative, and a sign marked executive. I want you to open your card and look at the title on your card. And based on what we just identified with the functions of government, where do you think your title is supposed to go? So get up quickly and move to that section. All right, so judiciary, if you think your title belongs in the judiciary, come here. If you think your title belongs in the legislative, come here. And if you think your title belongs in the executive arm of government, I would like you to take a seat on this side.